Hi, welcome back. Certainly glad you could join me today. And today I thought we'd do something a little different, and I really think you're going to enjoy this one. Let me tell you what I've already done up here. I've got a black canvas, as you can see, and I've created this black canvas by painting it with a nice even coat of black gesso, and I just paint the whole canvas and then let it dry. Onto that, then we've added layers of color, and it's still wet. Now, like right in here, I have Indian yellow, and Indian yellow is a transparent yellow. It may look a little green on your screen because black and yellow, as you know, make green. Then we have alizarin crimson on the rest of the canvas. And I've just put a little piece of masking tape across here to sort of separate the horizon. Thought today we'd do a happy little seascape. And the big thing that I want to show you today is how to do a fantastic sunset sky very easy. I've had so many letters come in saying, how do I do a sunset sky? And I want to show you one of the easiest, nicest ways to do a very effective sunset. So I'll tell you what, let's have them run all the colors across the screen that you need to do this painting. And while they're doing that, let's go on up here and get started. As I say, there's yellow right here. So I'm going to dip my 2-inch brush right into some of the liquid white. I have a little liquid white on the brush. Decide where the lightest area of your sky will be. That's where we want to start. And just begin making little crisscross strokes, and see how all of a sudden that yellow just appears, and begin blending outward, just outward. Start from the light area and blend outward. I love these black canvases because color is so exciting on them. It just sparkles. Okay, just right on out, right on out. Look at that. See how color just absolutely comes alive? If you were working on a white canvas, you'd work yourself half to death to get this kind of effect. Now, if you were doing a landscape with this sky, you would not need this piece of tape there. The tape is only to keep a straight horizon. Since I'm doing a seascape today, I would like for the horizon to be straight and makes your seascape a little more pleasing. Okay, then we'll blend the top part of it in up here. There we go. Just making little crisscross strokes, just back and forth. Little X's. Little X's. I think I mentioned on one of the earlier shows, that's the way the teacher used to grade my paper in school. Once you just want to cross it, little X's everywhere. There. Now, very lightly, we can just blend that. Okay. See, now already you have one fantastic sky. You could actually make a sunset out of the sky just the way it is now. I'm going to wash the brush, give it a good shake, and just beat the devil out of it. Now then, let's go into some titanium white. Straight titanium white with a 2-inch brush, and just load quite a bit of paint on the brush. Now let's go back up here, and now you have to make your first big decision. Where's your light area you're going to be in here? Decide where you want the lightest part of your sky to be in, and maybe right here. And then I'm going to take this straight white, this is titanium white, and begin blending outward. Never going back to the center, because I want that center to be the lightest part of this painting. Outward, 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 outward. There we go. Straight titanium white. Now you can do this as many times as you want to achieve a desired lightness. As many times as you want. The only thing that I'd really suggest to you is that each time you do it, clean your brush, be sure it's very dry. You don't want to take paint thinner up into your sky. It'll thin your paint and absolutely destroy everything you've done. See, now if you wanted to go back with a little bit more of the titanium white, just load the brush up. Good dry brush. And go right back into your light area and work outward. See, and that easy, you can make one super little sunset. Okay. Now then, clean the brush one more time. I like to paint this painting because it gives me an opportunity to clean the brush and splatter all the cameramen. Okay, now then, with a clean brush, very gently, you can just blend this out. And then you have a nice light area right in the middle of your sky. Better put your sunglasses on for this one. It is going to be a bright one. Alrighty. As I say, you could leave this pretty much the way you have it and have a pretty nice little sunset, but we're gonna play a little more here. I'm gonna take some crimson, alizarin crimson, and midnight black, mix it together, and put the least little touch of blue into it. Just the least little touch. Now then, I'm gonna pull a little bit out here and take some white and make sure what color I have. That's pretty nice. I'm looking for a very dark lavender type color. Okay, that works out pretty good right there. Not bad. Now then, we'll take a fan brush, and I'll load a little paint into the fan brush, just back and forth, like so. And let's put a happy little cloud or two in the sky. And you sort of make a determination here. Where does a cloud live? Maybe one lives right in here. Just wherever you want them. Wherever you want them. Just drop them in. There we go. You lose a little circular stroke, so you can just go back and forth a little bit. Like so. Just like so. And maybe it comes right across this light area. That'll give you the impression that there's a sun back here somewhere, but maybe it's behind the cloud. Okay, maybe it's got a little doer out here. Just make a decision and drop it in. I use lavender because lavender is sort of a neutral color. You can put that in on top of the yellow without big disasters happening. There we go. And maybe down in here, there's right at the horizon, there's a few big clouds that are playing around, like so, wherever you want them. This is your sky, so you make the determination where you want little clouds or big clouds to live. There's one. Wherever. Okay, same old dark color, same old lavender color. Let's go up here at the sky. Maybe there's some big rolling clouds up in here that just sort of roll around. Now, I don't want to completely cover that. I want some of it to show through. I'm just turning little circles with a brush. Just really grinding that paint in there. And there's not a great deal of paint on the brush at this point. Okay, a little more of the lavender. Maybe there's a little cloud that hangs down here. Whatever. Just whatever you want. It's really freedom here. Just make a big decision and throw it in. There we go. Wash the old brush. And with a nice clean dry brush, I want to very gently just blend this entire canvas. This will remove any excess paint. Just very lightly, very lightly. Okay. Now I'll take my fan brush again. I'm going to take some titanium white and a touch of the cad yellow. Just a touch. Load the brush pretty full of paint. Let's go up here. Now maybe we want to highlight a few of these. You can just tap in a little bit of color where you think light would strike here. Just wherever. Wherever. And you can have as many or as few of these as you want. Okay, maybe up here. Now here, if that's the sun, it's going to strike underneath. So don't forget that. That's a gotcha. Maybe right in here. Now up in here, we're just going to have a few places that the light's going to strike. Some of these little clouds. This is the bottom of little clouds. Just little things that are happening wherever you think they should be. There we go. But don't put too much. Very quickly you can eat up your whole world here with these little rascals. Just a few. Okay, then back to our good clean dry brush. And now just gently blend all this together. Just blend it all together. It'll make all kinds of little highlights in your clouds. See there? And as I say, in your painting, you put as many or as few of these as you want. And you can keep working these and they'll get darker, or you can leave them quite bright. It's really an individual thing. Painting is an individual thing. Everybody sees nature through different eyes, and the way you see it is the way you should paint it. It should just make you happy. There we go. Okay. Isn't that a wild, beautiful little sky? Now then, I'm going to reach over here, and I'm just going to pull this masking tape off. You see, that leaves me a nice straight horizon. But I need to take a little crimson on my brush and fill in this area here because there was no paint under that tape. Let me just bring it right up to the horizon. Like so. And then I think let's do a seascape today with a big crashing wave, and I get so many requests for the big strong waves, big crashing waves. So we'll do a lot of those. Okay. One of the easiest ways I have found to paint little seascapes is just take your little filbert brush and we'll put just a little paint, a little white in it. Now you have to make a big decision. Where is going to be the major wave? Where does he live? And in my world, I want it to sort of be under here. So we'll have him coming down like so. Now you don't have to do this, but you'll find that it helps you a great deal in laying out your seascape. That's all you need. And then here comes the wave over that way. Now that'll sort of give you something, a guide. It'll keep you out of a lot of trouble. Okay. Let me grab my old fan brush and get him washed here. I have several fan brushes going, so I don't have to wash them continually. Now then, go right into titanium white. Very thick. A lot of paint on the brush. Okay. See there? Both sides are loaded. Okay, let's go right up here. Now then, let's make a decision where the waves behind here will be. In my world, I think there's going to be one right here, like so. That easy. And maybe there's another one, and he lives, yep, he does now, right about there. Wherever you want him. Wherever you want him. This is really an individual thing. You decide where your little waves should be, and you put them right there. Now, when you're doing this, the only thing that you're concerned about is the dark area in here. Back here, watch. This is so exciting because it works so easy. Just take the brush and make little strokes like this. Clean brush. And just allow that to blend back. And it makes the little trough in between the waves. Isn't that neat? See? That easy. That easy. But you want to save this little dark edge. That's very important. We do this one back here. Just like so. Just like so. See, and now all of a sudden it'll begin making sense. Wash the brush. Now then, we come right along here. Do the same thing. We'll add some white paint and bring it right along this major wave. And the paint, and then very lightly can blend it back. Just blend it back. See, once again, what you're worried about is this dark edge. You're not concerned with this. When you paint it on, it looks like you're all worried about this. But this is the part that's important. This is the easiest way I have ever found of painting some very, very effective and nice little seascapes. And in here, same thing. We just want to blend that. Just blend it, blend it, blend it. Now, if you build up a lot of paint on your brush, stop and clean your brush. Okay. Now then, a little bit more of the white, and back here, right along where you have to make a big decision now. Where's your horizon going to be? And then you can just start making just little doers like that, way back in the distance, far, far away. And start in the light area and work out. So you pick up the color that's on the canvas, and it automatically gets darker, 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 darker. Darker, darker, darker. See? Let the canvas work. Let the brush and the paint work. Shoot. I'm a lazy painter. I look for easy ways to make super effects. Start in the light area and blend outward, outward, outward. Okay, now then we can take some more white. Let's do the fun part. While we got this white going here, this wave's going to come here and it's going to crash over. See? If you don't make those little noises, now it won't work. Got to make those little noises. And here it comes. Here it comes. This is the fun part. Grab it and pull. That stroke there, the angle is very, very important. Very important. Okay, clean my old brush again. Now then, the thing that most people really enjoy doing is this eye right here, or the transparency, whatever you want to call it. So we'll just take white on the filbert brush and go up in here with a filbert and just scrub it. Just really scrub it in. Scrub it in. Scrub it in, and then work outward. So once again, it gets darker, 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 because you're picking up more and more of that color that's underneath. Just wherever you want it to go. Then we can wipe that off, clean it. Be sure your brush is good and dry, because you want to keep this paint as firm as possible. Now, you can do this step as many times as you desire, once again, to achieve a desired lightness. Now you can begin worrying about some of the shape here. See, just something like so. Now then, be sure you have a super dry brush, and we can go right up in here and just use the top corner of the brush and blend this. You can make it so soft and so nice. Just blend it. Think about the shape. Now, angles become very important. This water is coming up and curling over. So we want to begin thinking about that. Now it becomes important. So you can pull that right out. See, and already you're beginning to get that feeling that it's coming around in there. And it's just gently, gently blending it out. There. Angles. There we go. And then right on back. See how easy this can be? These big crashing waves do not have to be complicated. You can make them complicated if you want, and that's a lot of fun too. But this is a very nice way of doing seascapes that are quite effective. And if you're after that happy buck, boy, you can sell these rascals. Okay. And we can just keep on going here. I'll tell you what, let's do the fun part. Back to my filbert. We'll take some more titanium white on it. Now everybody can't wait to get into this big crashing foam. Load your brush full of paint. See, there's a lot of paint there. And you go up here and you just sort of push it. So that on the end of that stroke, see, it makes all those little foamy things. Just think where it's splashing out here. We'll have a big stone there. It's nice to have big stones for it to crash on. And just sort of come right on around. Right on around. Maybe it breaks right up above there. Right on around. There you go. Add some fresh color on there. Sparkle those edges. They're going to be up here in the light. Oh, I'm going to sparkle them. Right on around. Just like so. Nice clean brush. Or at least I wiped off the excess paint. I didn't clean it. Then we can blend this in. Allow it to pick up that dark color. It's a very dark color it's underneath. And that'll create all these nice effects. Okay. Then we'll take a nice soft 2-inch brush and just the top corner, and very gently, 2 hairs and some air. 2 hairs and some air. Just blend that. All you're doing is just blending that very lightly. You don't want to blend all of it out, but you can make it to any degree of smoothness that you want. Very, very simply. Okay. Now let's make some big decisions here. Tell you what, let's get crazy. Let's have a good time. Maybe there's another little crasher, and he lives right here. See, you can put as many of these as you want, and then just sort of let this flow back. This water is just sort of coming in right here, like that. While I got this old brush going, we can begin showing some of the foam that's climbing up the wave here. You can do this with your filbert or your fan brush, whatever. This is where you begin bringing all this together, though. And it creates the angles in your wave. See, this is what begins giving form and shape. And over here, darker, 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 darker. Okay. Now we said we was going to have a big stone here for it to crash against, so I'll just take the knife and we'll use Van Dyke Brown. Just plain old Van Dyke Brown. Cut off our little roll of paint. Let's go right up in here and let's make a happy stone. It lives right here. I don't know if he'd be a happy stone or not. If I had big waves beating on me all day, I don't know if I'd be all that happy. But anyway, he lives right here. Right here. See, and you can push that wave right back. Just like so. Now then, let me find a clean fan brush here. I'm going to dip it into paint thinner and go right into my bright red. I want this paint to be very thin. Very thin. See, it's almost, it'll run there. It's very thin. Okay, now then, we'll just use a bright red today. And you can go right up here and barely touching, you can begin shaping and forming all these little rocks. See there? All kinds of little things. Maybe there's one over here. Now you can also do this with your liner brush. Take your time. Don't know if that's showing up too well. There. Oh, there you can see it. But you can create all kinds of shapes. That easy. That easy. Then we'll take our little filbert brush, and this water is going to be hitting here and splashing, and little churny things are happening. Darker, darker, darker back in here. Then we're beginning to get all kinds of foam laying back in here. Just make up little stories. This is your world, so however you want it. All these little things are happening, but remember, this needs to come up if you're going to make it look like a little happy little wave right there. Then maybe let's take some brown. Shoot, let's put another little stone right there. So you can have that water churning in through there. You could have a little stone over here. Just wherever you want them. Wherever you want them. Take a little bit of the bright red and just let that fall right over there. It's a super, super nice, easy way to make very effective little seascapes. There's a little bit of foam right there. We could even have a little bit of foam around the base of this. It's just sort of up to you. If you feel there should be some there, then drop it in. Drop it in. Now then, we'll take the liner brush with paint thinner on it. I want that paint to be very thin. This is a mixture of little cad yellow with white. And then you can go back in here and you can begin adding in all the little sparkles. See, right under here it's going to be bright. So begin highlighting all these. And the more of these you put in, the more interesting and the more life your painting will have. But save these bright ones for right over under the light. And then as you work away, put darker ones. Mix up some red and white. And go from there. See? These are the pretty little things that you'll like. Okay. Now then, more thinner, and I'll just take white and at least a little touch. We'll use some bright red there, so making a pinkish color. And with that, we get over in here a little bit. See, and you can make all the little doers for over in here. And just continue that right on out. Come right along here, right up over the top of this wave, like so, and bring a few of them down and through here. See, this is the little details that really make your painting very interesting. Okay. Now we take a little bit of a darker color. You need a little dark edge in here. I just use a little lavender. See, you need that little dark edge to separate that eye, transparency. Then blend it in a little bit. That really makes it stand out. Really makes it stand out. And then you put all these little foam things in here, wherever you want them. Wherever you want them. And I hope this has showed you how to make a fantastic seascape in just a couple of minutes. The big thing here is the sky. This is a super sky. Try it with landscapes, seascapes. Just experiment with it. You're really going to enjoy it. And from all of us here, I'd like to wish you happy painting. God bless, and I'll see you next time.